Galnet News Digest, 19th of June 3304. We read the news, so you don't have to. In this week's news, the cult of them. Genocide Heiress makes mercy plea. Press impartiality questioned. The cult of them. Tharg the Mighty, Lord of Polaris, Emperor of the Call 70 sector and Prince of the Pleiades, is reported to be somewhat nonplussed by the attention he's getting from misguided human Tharg botherers. A growing number of apocalyptic cults have been springing up following the start of the Thargoid invasion, but one in particular, a cult without a name, considers the Thargoids to be divine. This nameless sect believes that the Thargoids are messengers, angels from another dimension, who foretell the arrival of the one true God, the Far God. Believers who worship the Far God in dark chapels full of dimly pulsating green lights, and which contain octagonal altars, wear unmarked black robes and are convinced that believing in the Far God will invoke his mercy and save them from the coming apocalypse. The chapels are reported to smell strongly of ammonia, although this is thought to be mainly the result of the advanced age of many of the cult's adherents. All this comes courtesy of exotheologist Gethin Okonkwo, possibly the only practitioner in his field, given that there were no exotheological cults until very recently. He describes himself as a scientist despite the apparent lack of empiricism in his work. Tharg the Mighty describes himself as lots of things, but the Far God is not one of them. He would like to remind humanity that all the Thargoids wish to do is to settle the systems they seeded so many million years ago, and if any death cults would like to help out by eradicating the human population, that's fine by Tharg. But he's not the Messiah. He's an extremely harassed multidimensional being who suffered 6 weeks of setbacks to his plans and still has an awful lot of pest control and colonization to get sorted before the brood starts to hatch. Genocide Heiress makes mercy plea. Laurie Jameson, the engineer who won't provide lightweight equipment to explorers until they've killed enough people to be ranked as dangerous, has appealed for the League of Reparation killings to stop. Jameson is the great-granddaughter of Commander John Jameson, who delivered the mycotoxin that ended the First Thargoid War in 3151, and who was immediately afterwards murdered by the Intergalactic Naval Reserve Arm, or INRA, in order to keep this biological attack secret. Assassins working for the League of Reparation and its shadowy leadership called Nexus has recently been using nerve agents and space combat to kill people who are descended from INRA employees, apparently in revenge for the murder of Commander Jameson. In a short statement, recorded fittingly at Jameson Memorial, Laurie Jameson denied any involvement with the League, declared herself appalled by what she described as their genealogical terrorism, and appealed for the misguided, unnecessary, and evil acts of revenge to stop. The motivation of the League of Reparation is unexplained, and has led to rumours that the INRA may not have been disbanded as previously thought, but may still be secretly orchestrating events in the galaxy. Press impartiality questioned. The Galnet News Network's editorial judgment was called into question this week after conflicting stories were published. The articles reported that
the Lave Radio Network has announced that its campaign has reached a successful conclusion, thereby allowing the network to broadcast its annual conference to the entire galaxy.
But also that
the Lave Jet family has announced that its campaign to prevent the Lave Radio Network from broadcasting its annual conference has reached a successful conclusion. thereby preventing Lave Radio from transmitting the conference.
The editorial board later cleared matters up conclusively, stating that
the competing campaigns from the Lave Radio network and the Lave Jet family have come to an end, having received support from independent pilots, but ultimately there could be only one victor.
the one victor appears to be confusion. Could this false news be laying the groundwork for the return of the ghost of Hans Walden and his Lave Fortune organisation from their stronghold in Tunisla? Galnet defended its reporting on the grounds of impartiality, saying that
if both sides are attacking us, that must mean we're getting the balance just about right.
And adding,
I'm just the newsreader, why not take this up with the editorial board if you think it's so important?
And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.